you, but as a kid, I hated parent-teacher interviews. It was always the same thing. Kobby, phenomenal young gentleman, but he just gets easily distracted. Kobby, he's such a young, wonderful young boy, but he just gets easily distracted. And my mom, she hated that. She was furious. And my mom was the type of mom who had unorthodox ways of discipline. And I hated when she did this. I hated it because it could have been once a week, once an hour, once a week, but you never knew when she was going to do what she was going to do. And what she would do was quite simple. She would get a cold glass of water, walk up to my room while I was sleeping, pour it on my face, and say, "Focus." And I would wake up in the most dramatic way. And I'm thinking in my head, is this lady crazy? Does anybody else's mother do this? I need to know. But I saw a big improvement in my schoolwork and in my studies. A dramatic change. And I literally used the disciplines I learned at home, and I literally applied them at the school. Because one day, I caught my teacher sleeping at the desk. So I did what I thought was normal in my household. So I proceeded with a cold glass of water and focus. My mom found out what happened. She was furious. And that's we'll have time for another time to tell that story. But I was always distracted. I was always easily distracted, and I still am. And I get my mom, she had to do what she had to do. But I was older now, and she couldn't constantly be on top of me. I made my own decisions, and I was my own man now. So as I was trying to find my purpose in life, I was trying to get focused. I really got distracted. And not only did I get distracted, I formed a bad habit. And that bad habit turned into an addiction, a gambling addiction. And this lasted for about a year. And it was hard, and it was really tough on me. But thankfully, I had a great support system, and it really kept me in check. She really kept me in check. And I had tough times, I had ups and downs, but I just kept trying to fight. I was wondering, how could I do such a thing? I'm smarter than that. This would never happen to someone like me. No. But it did. And so I said to myself, how do I move forward? I was lost. I had panic attacks at work, panic attacks while I was sleeping. I couldn't really think straight. And ultimately, I really just felt depleted. I had so many things I wanted to do, but to myself, I thought I would just fail. I'm a failure, and that's who I am. About 3 to 4 months ago, I had the opportunity to go to a mental health conference. And it was a great conference with great speakers. And as the conference was done, there was this elderly man that was speaking to me and two of my coworkers. And he kept talking and talking, and he was hilarious. Not politically correct, he was just cracking jokes. And it was funny at first, until he kept rambling and rambling. And you know when you're looking at someone and they're speaking, but you're not really listening to what they're saying? That was me. I was zoned out. Because he was just telling his story, and I just figured he just likes to hear his voice. And so I completely zoned out until he started asking me questions. He said, "Do you remember your first kiss?" Yeah, how was it? Not so good. Do you remember your first job? Yes. Do you remember getting your first car? Yes. So I was wondering where he was going with this. And he said to me, "We remember by doing." The significant things in your life you remembered because you did them. And I paused for a second, and I started thinking about it. How many times did I want to do something, but I didn't do it because I was scared? How many times do we want to do something, but we don't because we're scared? So he caught my attention, and I was listening very, very closely. And he was telling me how he taught people how to drive motorboats on the sea and the ocean. And he said, "I just wait. I just watch them until they crash, until they bump into something, until they failed. And it's because now they can learn." And I said, "Oh, okay." He was telling me that people are so worried about failing, about making a mistake, that we really don't have the time to learn the aspect, the program, or whatever we're trying to do. So he waits till people fail. He waits till people will crash and bump into something to really, really teach them. And so many times we're scared to fail. We're so scared to fail. Sometimes we need to push ourselves to fail and to push ourselves to focus. We need to push ourselves to fail, push ourselves to focus. And if you really need that push to fail and to focus, I can always introduce you to my mother. So many of the things in life are so simple, but so life-changing. And I really thank that man for really opening my eyes, because I know that without failure, how can you really, really grow? How can we grow if we're just sitting on the sidelines, scared? With all these distractions in our world, are we really, really focusing? I really thank that man for his wisdom that he shared with me. And hopefully, I'm sharing a bit of wisdom with you guys today. So in short, I want you guys to get up, start doing, start failing, and most of all, focus. Thank you.